Hi, 皆さん、こんにちは. This is Unit 11-3. Last time, we learned this new concept of causative sentences. So, making or letting someone do. And to make those sentences, we learned the new conjugation of verbs, the causative forms. The causative forms can actually be combined with some other sentence patterns to create more complicated sentences or ideas. Today, we're going to learn how to use the verb causative forms with the あげる, くれる, もらう. If you remember, these are the giving and receiving verbs. あげる, くれる, もらう. We're going to talk about what those sentences mean in a short time, but first, let's look at the conjugation. First of all, we want to make the dictionary forms of the verbs into causative, so make or let. 食べる turns to 食べさせる. This is from the last lesson. 食べさせる make someone eat. 買わせる make someone buy. させる make someone do or let someone do. 買わせる、食べさせる、買わせる、させる. Then we make the 定 form. So the causative forms, basically you can treat them as a normal do verb. せる、せる、せる. It's all ending in せる、せる、せる. So you can create the 定 form by replacing the る with て. 食べさせて、買わせて、させて. Finally, we want to add the giving, receiving verbs. あげる、くれる、もらう. So 食べさせて、あげる、くれる、もらう. 買わせて、あげる、くれる、もらう. させて、あげる、させて、もらう、させて、くれる. Stuff like that. So, obviously, if we want to combine the causative with あげる、くれる、もらう, we need to remember a few conjugation patterns. So let's look at them step by step. First, let's remember how to make the causative. So causative form, as we learned last time, for る verbs, you want to drop the る and add させる. 食べる will be 食べさせる. 食べさせる. う verbs, you want to drop the う and add あせる. So 行く will be 行かせる. 行かせる. You needed to be careful with the verbs that end with the ひらがな う, as in 買う or 会う. You want to add わせる. W sound comes in. かわせる. かわせる. Or 合わせる, for example. Finally, the irregular verbs, the whole word changes. する will be させる. 来る will be 来させる. Alright, so that is the causative form. And combining that with the あげる、もらう、くれる. So if you remember from Unit 4.1, this is a special giving, receiving verbs. And this is the diagram to kind of understand what verb to use for what transaction. So, あげる, this is the giving verb. So when somebody gives something, or I give something to somebody, giving action can be described with the あげる. So giver が something を receiver にあげる. 私が other person. 私が、whatever, like リンゴを other person にあげる. Stuff like that. On the other hand, もらう was receiving. Right? So receiver is this subject. Receiver が something を giver に or giver からもらう. So the incoming items, something that you receive from someone else, that's もらう. Finally, we learned くれる as well. So くれる, this was a little tricky one. This meaning-wise, this is giving, but somebody gives me. That's the meaning of くれる. So direction is the same with もらう, but you are describing it's the giving action. You are describing the giving action from the receiver's perspective. Other person が私にスタッフトイ、ぬいぐるみをくれる. So the direction of the transaction, that was the key for あげる、くれる、もらう. And we're going to combine that with those causative forms. Now, what happens when we do combine those two sentence patterns is that we can make 手あげる、もらう、くれる, and they always mean let. So we learned that causative forms have two meanings, make someone do or let someone do. But when we use the causative with あげる、くれる、もらう, it pretty much always means let permission. So X は Y に手あげる、もらう、くれる. So X person Y let the Y person to do something. 私は子供に好きなことをさせてあげます。私は子供に好きなことをさせてあげます。I let my child do what they like. 小さい時、when I was young, 両親は私に好きなことをさせてくれました。くれました。So, my parents gave me, let me do what I wanted. Meaning, the permission giving, the parents gave me the permission to do what I liked. Finally, 私は両親にペットを飼わせてもらいました。飼わせてもらいました。My parents allowed me to have a pet. So when you turn them into English, they don't really have much difference, but the key point is that for あげる、くれる、もらう, key point was the direction of the movement, in which direction the item is moving. That was the key. You can apply the same concept here as well. You want to think about in which direction the permission is moving. Who is giving permission to who? In the first sentence, 私は子供に好きなことをさせてあげます。The permission is going from me to my child. So you are giving permission to your child. That's why it's あげる. In the second sentence, it's させてくれる because the permission is moving from your parents to you. This is the parents gave me the permission. That's why it's くれる. Finally, 両親にペットを飼わせてもらいました. So もらう was receiving, right? It's もらう because you received the permission to have a pet from your parents. So this is pretty complicated, but you can always think the key point is that the direction of the permission, in which direction the permission is given, who is giving permission to who. Think about that and try to use the correct verb, あげる、くれる or もらう.